Right, this is a demonstration of the prototype interface for program selection screen for the PowerDot application. First, this is the screen that would pop up when you first open the PowerDot application. As you can see, you have select program options at the top to immediately let you know what to do next, and then 4 selection criteria. So first we're going to click body part, and then this screen would pop up where you would see the different body parts you have available for your session. We're going to select quads, and you can see quads are selected. Next we're going to select the number of power dots, which there's only 2. We're going to select 2 for this one, and we'll move down to the second one showing 2 is selected. Next we're going to select the type of session, and that will show the drop down. And here we're gonna choose active recovery, and you can see that that's selected. Now we're going to select our time duration, and that we're going to choose default program. Then finally, once all selection criteria are filled out, you have the next slider, and we're going to slide to next, and that would finally bring you to the start workout screen. A couple key features to point out is if we move back up here, if you go from this screen to the start workout screen, we actually removed an intermediate screen. After you would select your programming, the selecting quads and then selecting your program were in 2 separate screens. Here they've been combined into 1 screen. Another design consideration is the fact that the next slider doesn't pop up until all 4 of the selectors are filled out. This prevents the user from going to the workout screen prior to a full session being configured. Another design consideration, is when you go to the time selection. There was multiple users commented that they wanted more than just 5-minute increments, and they wanted to have a default program that is associated with each combination, and they also wanted an unlimited count up to where they can just put it on and then just start and not have to worry about it ending whenever, at a time that they didn't want, and they could go for as long as they wanted. So those 2 selections were added to the time. And as we scroll up, one of the other final considerations is the fact that the select program options was added as a title. This wasn't actually there in the initial prototype, and this added to a little bit of confusion because you get to this screen and it's just a bunch of down selectors without describing what exactly you're supposed to do. So adding that made it immediately apparent that, hey, okay, this is where I select my program options, and now we can, once those are selected, we can move to the actual workout. And then finally, one thing you'll notice is there's not a lot of clutter on the screen. The previous iteration had a bunch of different options that you had to actually scroll, and it was important to the design for this that everything was on one screen without the user actually having to scroll, so they knew exactly what was available to them without having any questions or knowing where to go. It's immediately apparent, hey, these are the 4 options that I pick. I pick these 4 options and I can move on. And that ends the demonstration.